What is the weirdest thing a man has assumed about you because of your gender? What is the weirdest gendered assumption a man has ever made about you? Status. Topic locked due to rampant rule breaking, derailing, invalidation, and trolling. Thank you to those who participated within the rules. Topics are generally locked when a post has received a large number of rule breaking comments that require moderator attention. Please report all rule breaking. I just bought these guitar hooks for my wall and was excited about how they will look. After that I visited a friend and he asked me seriously, and who will fix it for you? They weigh a few grams. How do men think we survive alone in our homes, assuming we can't gouge holes at least? That I was a lesbian because I had been single for +3 years. The man in question was convinced that hetero women would always need a man to depend on, and since I didn't I must have been a lesbian. My ex thought that women only listen to music by other women, and that men only listen to music by other men. A couple jobs ago, when the receptionist went to lunch or left for the day, I was responsible for the main phone line. It would ring to my desk after ringing up front. People were shocked that I was not a good receptionist because I'm a female. I would put someone on hold, dial the extension of the person they were asking for, and had already forgotten who was calling or why, cause my brain was in my own work, trying to complete something. They would say things like, "Since you're a girl, I thought this would be easy for you." Apparently receptionist skills should have come with my tampon box. Who knows? Once while playing WoW, a man said I was lying about being a woman because I told him I was eating a slice of cold pizza. According to him, women don't eat cold slices of pizza, and therefore clearly lying about my gender. This has happened with both older men and women actually, but I share a workspace with a male coworker who just graduated college, and I've been in the workforce for 3 years now. Without fail people assume I am an intern, and that he is the real employee. Here is mine. So my male coworker was once very surprised to find out that I don't like shrimp because, according to him, all women like shrimp. It wasn't a euphemism or anything. He was just genuinely shocked that a woman did not like shrimp. That I mow my lawn because my husband makes me. It couldn't be possible that my husband enjoys spending time with our kids, or that I might enjoy physical labor and a break from hearing mom every 3 seconds. It's so strange to me that gardening is viewed as typically feminine, while lawn care is viewed as typically masculine. When I said that I don't like tickling, my ex said, "Wow, women really are different." Yeah, sure, because all women should be the same and only men can have personality. Guy I worked with showed me a meme that was like what good movies always start with, and showed some movie companies and then the classic Pornhub intro. Then he looked at me, thought for a second and said, "Oh, actually, you probably don't get it." I asked why, because I know what Pornhub is, and he said, "Well, you're a girl. I didn't think you'd watch porn." That I was grossed out by body processes, like genuinely disturbed and upset by them. Has to explain to him I've cleaned up so much shit, piss, and vomit in my life that wasn't my own. It doesn't faze me, yet he still thought that women are just natural at things like changing diapers. A colleague was bringing his baby into work for a couple hours while his wife had an appointment. Boss says to small office bullpen, "Okay ladies, we'll need you to babysit, and I, who do not like babies, ask why women are the ones who should watch the kid." His answer? Boobs. Dad was assumed not capable of watching his own son, but my magic boobs would somehow make me want to drop what I was doing and care for someone else's child. That I would have no troubles having an orgasm because prior girls have all orgasmed from the same technique he was using. Yeah dude, we don't all have the same vagina. This is pretty common, unfortunately, but I met a guy who was genuinely surprised that I liked the LOTR movies. Like, he couldn't understand why I'd be interested in movies with compelling storylines, beautiful scenery, epic battles, emotional scenes, and hot dudes. Not to forget, a badass like Galadriel. He said, "What? But you're a girl. How can you like them?" I just laughed and said that was absurd. Why wouldn't a woman like them? He didn't have a reply. I had a coworker always assume I was on my period when I tell him to work. He'd pop back at me saying you're just on your period, stop being a bitch, when I asked him to make chips. Fired him before he could find out that was not the case. That I'm into corny expressions of affection. I don't know how to describe the communication style, but it's like the flowery dialogue you hear in dramatic movies. That I don't enjoy completing my own scent. A frail, older, male coworker, approaching 70, one head shorter than me once told me to not carry as many chairs when preparing a conference room, because as a woman I can't lift as heavy as him. He didn't even say be careful, they're heavier than they look or something. He straight up said you really don't have to carry as many chairs as me. It's not good for you. And I was like why? And he said you don't have the physique for it. Like, I'd get it if we were both professional deadlifters or something, and he was scared I might be overdoing it. But it was just really light, collapsible chairs and also not a competition. I had been practicing martial arts for more than a decade at that point, and he had to catch breath after getting out of his car, but okay. That I like/want children. Assuming that I like being touched/hugged. I reserve that right for a very small group of people. Don't fucking touch me. That I like receiving teddy bears. In a group discussion I mentioned not liking them, and he said I thought any girl would like receiving a teddy bear. Close bracket. Some people like teddy bears, some don't. I just don't find them practical. But does this have anything to do with the fact that I'm a woman? Also, girls don't play video games. He thought that I was obviously into pop music. I'm a hard rock/metal person. He said that I must be different than other girls then. Do these guys realize that we are all different people, or do they see us as a single mind living into every woman? He thought because I was a woman and in college, I had a Mac laptop. Don't know why, but apparently all women have to use Macs. That I don't drink beer. He assumed I didn't understand a basic psychology theory and insisted he explain it to me in simpler terms, even though I told him I had my bachelor's in psychology and was en route to get my master's in psychotherapy. That since I'm at an office building, I must be a secretary. Pretty sure that when I told him, no, I'm a web developer, he didn't believe me. Had one of those condescending sure you are, honey expressions. That I'm bisexual. He legitimately had it in his head that all women are bisexual, even those that aren't, because they just haven't found the right woman yet. Then proceeded to continually point out chicks and ask me if I thought they were hot. That when I need to get something on my car repaired, my tiny, frail female brain cannot possibly understand the intricate ins and outs of the process to fix said repair. The condescension is real and should really come with a pat on the head. Every single time, doesn't matter the shop I take it to. Either this happens more often to women than I think, or I just have a truly bad bout of luck in this particular area. I've never once had a good experience. My husband and I own an automotive repair shop. My husband works on the vehicles, and I'm on the front desk making appointments, calling customers, explaining to some how certain systems in the vehicle work. I don't know everything, but I knew nothing when we first opened, so I've come a long way. This old hillbilly with no teeth and a serious speech impediment that made it hard to understand him came in. I cheerfully said hi. What brings you in today? He looks at me and says you can't help me. I smile a little and say why not? He scoffs and says cause you're not a man. I stopped smiling and said well, I'm the only one here for you to talk to, so what's wrong with your vehicle? He then begins telling me this jumbled mess of things he's tried and what the internet has told him, and what isn't working. This guy had no clue how cars worked. He was stringing together these nonsensical sentences that referred to car parts that had nothing to do with each other. One such sentence was, I changed my air filter, but the distributor still don't work. So you changed a part out. Air filter, that didn't affect the bad part. Distributor, and the bad part is still bad? Weird. He's been in 2 more times since then, asking to speak to the technician to get free info to fix his truck, instead of paying the $89.95 for a diagnostic to find the actual problem. Fuck you, hillbilly guy. They always assume I can't drive stick. I grew up in a family of mechanics. We owned our own shop, where I spent a lot of my childhood. We had 5 classic cars. I learned on a stick shift. They will straight up not believe me, even if I tell them I can, and well, that I'll make the coffers. That my leg hairs couldn't grow as big as his. Left square bracket question mark right square bracket. Okay, I have a fresh one from yesterday. Apparently I can't be using any flavor of Linux OS because it is too complicated for me. He was a psych major and he doesn't know that I'm a software developer. That I couldn't back up my own motorhome. I had a flat tire on my 31 feet motorhome. The air valve was broken, so I took it to a mechanic to get it fixed. The mechanic says to me, we need to get this into the garage bay, and we usually ask the owner to do it because we don't want to get the insides dirty or anything, but I can get one of the guys to back it in for you. I was like, just tell me where you want it. I can park it wherever you need it. And he responds with, you can back this thing up. I replied with, I wouldn't be driving it if I couldn't. After I got it backed into the bay and hop out, he says to me, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I've just never seen a woman drive one of these things. And you whipped it around like you were driving a little Firefly or something.